Welcome to Down the Road. I am in my 2024 Toyota Prius XLE front-wheel drive. I wish it was the all-wheel drive model, but this is my work vehicle. This is what I use to commute to work every day, or at least Monday through Friday. And I actually suggested this to my company, this particular vehicle. Initially, I wanted a truck for my company vehicle, just so I could haul things, but they advised against a truck, so I was like, the next best thing and the most economical and the car that makes the most sense was a brand new Prius. And they took my advice and got me this 2024 Prius. It's got a white leather interior, which I love. I think it's great. I take great care of it. In my previous video, I mentioned the M4 had a white interior that was not taken care of, and that thing was dirty as shit. This I take very good care of, especially for it being my work vehicle. I take extremely good care of this vehicle. I have ceramic coated this car, polished it and ceramic coated it. I clean it almost weekly. That's just who I am. I'm a kind of detail freak and clean freak, so I want to keep this car pristine. It's also, like I said, for my job, so I want to keep up appearances. I want to show up to clients' homes in a nice, clean car, and so that's why I like taking care of this car. But I've driven this car. I'm at 4,600 miles, so I've driven it since brand new, and I like it a lot. I'm very shocked I like it a lot because it is a Toyota Prius. So the Toyota Prius gets a lot of negative stigma, and it's, there's a lot of bad stereotypes with this car, but I think they fixed that with this redesign in 2023. I love the way this car looks. I think it looks incredible. I had a person the other day, my windows were rolled down, and the person next to me rolls their window down there. Excuse me, is that a Tesla, a Model 3? I was like, absolutely not. It is a Prius, and they were shocked. So it gets some looks, which is pretty interesting for, again, a Toyota Prius. The only concern I have with the looks is the windshield is very sloped. It's got a small interior space. So the headroom, there's not a ton of headroom in here. I had my buddy in here the other day, and he's like 6'2", and he was all the way at the top. So I can only imagine with this car having a sunroof that the headroom would be a lot worse. So I'm glad I don't have a sunroof, even though I do love a sunroof on a car. But yeah, the headroom is a complaint I have. The A-pillar right here, so going from the windshield to your door frame, this is very low. It took me some getting used to when I first started driving the car. I hit my head a handful of times, but I have gotten used to it. However, it is still very compact in here. Ironically, it took me some getting used to driving this car. You'd think a Prius is probably easy to drive. You get in and you go. It took me some getting used to. I mean, I'm used to Audis and Volkswagens, so driving a Toyota was different for me. This car is not slow, actually. Surprisingly, it's not slow. It's got a 2-liter 4-cylinder. It's a hybrid, of course. That's what Priuses are known for. And it has a good amount of power. It's 194 horsepower, which is plenty for this type of vehicle. Again, it's my work vehicle. I'm not hauling ass in it. I have to be respectful because it is my work vehicle. I actually have a camera. You can kind of see it actually right underneath my mirror here. You probably actually can't see it, but there's a camera in here that monitors my driving. And granted, my company doesn't care that much, but I do want to be respectful in that regard. The car doesn't have a lot of torque. It's 139 pound-feet of torque. It's somewhat lightweight. It's just under 3,200 pounds. And it, honestly, I drive it on the highway mostly. With passing power and trying to pass people on the highway, it is more than adequate. More than adequate. I enjoy driving this car. Some complaints I do have. The brakes on this car are not great. maybe it's this particular car that I have, but the brake pedal feels very interesting. When I'm on the brake or basically hesitating on the brake or slowly letting off, the brake doesn't know what to do. You can feel the pad almost going like this. And it's kind of annoying. And it feels like if I have passengers in the car, it seems like I don't know how to drive cars. And that shouldn't happen in a Toyota Prius. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Again, could be my model or my particular one I got and I have something wrong with my brakes. I'm curious if any other Prius owners out there have that issue. The ride quality is actually surprisingly really good. However, there is a lot of road noise. I don't know if it's going to come up through the mic, but this car's on 19s. A Toyota Prius with 19-inch wheels from the factory. Pretty interesting. Again, looks-wise, looks great. The 19s are aggressive. I think with 18s and a little bit taller sidewall, this car would not have as much road noise as it does. Again, with it being my business vehicle, I'm not going to change that. I can live with the road noise. It's not awful, but it is apparent. So economy. Obviously, a lot of people buy this car for the economy, for the gas mileage. I get on average 49 miles per gallon. I drive a little aggressive here and there. I'm in Arizona, and I think the drivers here kind of suck, to be honest. That's just me. But you don't buy this car for the performance. You buy this for the economy. You buy this for getting good gas mileage. It has a small tank. It's got just under 10 gallons for a tank. So filling it up, it's right around $40, if not less, which is super cheap to fill up. I usually get about 400 to 500 miles per tank. So it's great. My company pays for the gas, so I don't have to worry about that, which is super nice. This car has a sport mode. I'll be honest, I've never used it because I don't give a shit. It's a Prius. I don't have to use sport mode. I'm in eco mode all the time because I'm driving this nicely. And I think if you have a Prius, you drive it nicely. I've never seen anyone in a Prius drive like an asshole. And honestly, a lot of people that are on the road treat Priuses with disrespect. It's kind of funny. I mean, I personally have definitely, in my other car, have been like, fuck this Prius, get out of the way. So I feel that that happens to me. And here's an older, the prior gen to me, a Prius right next to me. Looks terrible. Looks horrible. This looks so much better. The windows are so much taller on that. The greenhouse effect is awful on that car. So much nicer in this car. Let's talk about the safety. Let's talk about the safety features on this car. I personally don't care about safety features. I don't want to sound like an ignorant asshole about that. But like what I'm talking about is lane keep assist, collision warning, your blind spot monitoring. I don't really care about any of that because, in my opinion, you should be a good driver and be cognizant of all those things regardless of the features of the car. The lane keep assist, I turn that off. Collision warning, I still have that on, but I have the distance set to a specific amount, so I'm not worried about that. The blind spot monitoring in this car is kind of annoying because it's extremely sensitive. I'll be at least 2 car lengths in front of someone, and I'll get over, and it'll beep at me saying I've cut them off, or that they're in my blind spot. When I'm in a turn lane, and I am in the outer lane, and someone's in the inner lane, when I'm turning, the blind spot monitoring notification beeps at me, and that's kind of annoying. I get that, though. It's going to do that regardless, but it's annoying. It's a small feature I don't care for. I also don't like a couple features interior-wise. The piano gloss black, I do not like that. It is a pain in the ass to keep clean. You get fingerprints all over it, and when the sun hits it, it blinds you. So I wish that was a different color. It does look nice, but again, I am not a fan of it. The infotainment, this is the XLE model. It's an 8-inch infotainment screen. I think it's plenty big. You can get a 12-inch in the limited model and the more top trims. I'm glad I don't have that because I've seen it in other cars and it's quite massive. All these iPad kind of tacked on screens, I'm not a huge fan of. Again, that's my preference, but this screen, more than adequate. The biggest complaint I have on this, and this is just probably a Toyota issue because I've asked my friend that has a Toyota Tacoma if he has this issue. When I am listening to music, I'll listen to it fairly loud, and I'll be using text messaging through this with Siri. I will have it read a text message to me. It doesn't automatically lower the volume. Your music volume will stay at the same volume you had it at. So if I'm listening to music loudly and I try to hear a text, I can't hear it. The same would be said for if I'm trying to speak to text. It's very obnoxious. It's very annoying. I don't know how something simple as that could be overlooked by a Toyota. So that's one of my biggest complaints. However, there is physical buttons for the things I need. Heated seats. My air conditioning are all physical buttons. I love that. However, you have a little mini screen in front of you that tells you your speed. It can tell you your MPG, your mileage. That screen, with how the steering wheel is adjusted, I have my steering wheel set all the way to the bottom. And I think I can see it perfectly. However, with it adjusted any other height, in my opinion, that screen is useless, which is kind of annoying because that's where you see your speed. Obviously, you want to see that when driving. You also have different settings. The steering wheel is loaded with buttons, and that's how you have to go through that little mini screen to adjust a lot of settings like your collision warning, your blind spot monitoring, and a whole handful of other things. That's kind of annoying doing it through that small screen. I wish you could do it through the bigger screen on your dash. Another issue that I find with this interior, granted, I found this out just randomly. Every now and then, I put my arm like this. I can grab this seat, I'll pull it towards me a little bit, and we'll see if it does it. Yeah. So if you can hear that warning, that's the seatbelt warning for that seat. I'm literally just lightly pulling on the seat, and the seatbelt warning is going off. The seatbelt warning in this car is super obnoxious. I mean, you heard it. It's obnoxious. It goes off incessantly. Let's see if it doesn't. Yeah. That's ridiculous. Again, not everyone's going to be grabbing their seat doing that, but I found that pretty funny. Overall, I do really like this car. I enjoy driving it. I think Toyota right now is doing some great things with all their vehicles. I think their interiors are significantly better. I think they drive great. The steering on this car is actually surprisingly excellent. Toyota is just really killing it right now with this car, the Tacoma, the Tundra, the Supra. Granted, it's BMW in terms of the motor, but I think Toyota is killing it right now. In my opinion, economy cars kind of suck. I mean, me being a car guy, I hate driving economy cars. This I would consider an economy car, but you step on the gas and it's not like screaming at you. I mean, it will a little bit, but it's not that economy car where you have to step on it and you're full throttle and you're trying to pass someone and it's not going anywhere. It's a dog. This car is not like that. Again, I think Toyota did an excellent job. I really enjoyed this car. I'd recommend it. For the price point, starting out at about $29,000, I think it's an absolute bargain on the market. Would I buy one myself? For a daily? Maybe. I love that it's my daily because it's my work vehicle. I love that. I think that's great. Again, I'm the one that suggested it to my company. I think it's a great car. If you want to get amazing gas mileage and you want a car that actually looks great and is not a bad price, I mean, this car maxes out at about $36,000. That's great for today's market. That's great. A lot of cars are overpriced these days, even used cars. And for getting a brand new car in that price range, I think this is a hell of a deal. So I highly recommend this car, and I love it. I enjoy driving it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to smash that subscribe button, I'd appreciate it. If you want to like this video, I'd appreciate it. And I'm going to be releasing more content on some fun cars. I don't know if I consider this a fun car, but it's a great car. So thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you next time.